Yes, okay. I think then I might as well load a little bit deeper into it. Like here? Oh man, that's actually not that much deeper. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh, keep an eye out for a wire. That's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, we need to do this. Throw me. Sit. They're smart enough not to keep going. That dive. And then we take them left and like do that thing where we pull a big vehicle or whatever it is, and drop down on top of it. I feel like I've ended up replaying most of the game. Anyway, there's cables there, and they're yellow. Not really? Or they're just like too much in shadow to be able to actually tell. Maybe the cable was in the area leading up to... Wait, why am I jumping over there? I want to go down. Whoops. Let's do that again. Hold on. Why is this pushed? Oh, because I ran that way. Ah. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Drop down. I can't even remember what was to the left here. Was it just more people? It was. It was the place with the minecart, right? Place with the minecarts. Place with the minecarts. Maybe? Oh no, it's this. What does that have to do with this? Oh, didn't I like shove that underneath for some reason? Yeah, that gave me a little bit of height. Yeah. Needed to be able to grab onto that thing. Hey, it's me again. There's no cable over there, right? Let's keep an eye out for cables. No, I don't see a cable, I just see a wall. A cliff. No cable in this water. Nothing that I can see. Is that a cable? That might be. That's a cable. There's a cable going through the sand there. Hello. What does that mean? What does that mean? Where is it going? What? So it's going up here? But there isn't one over here. Is this something I can interact with? Can we break this? Yes. Hello, okay. We are finding a thing. Oh, I can climb through. There's a yellow cable, thank goodness, holy shit. Is it going to be a puzzle, or is it just going to be there's an orb? This is cool. What is this torch down here? Oh gosh. Ah! Okay. There's at least something to do. Oh, can I use the torch? I can. Is the dog scared? Stay away. Stay away. Oh, and you, stay away. Ah! Hey! You didn't give me enough time. Oh, wait, let's not forget the torch. Stay back. Stay away. Now I have to get out of here as well. Ah, okay, that scares them. Yay! I did it! Okay, I found one, at least. Oh no, now there's another one to find. But, okay, the last one is just the last one, right? Let's check the thing. There. Okay. Okay, it's just the last one. So where's the last one I know I got? Here. Oh gosh, so it's somewhere after this point. I already replayed that bit. I already replayed that bit. I already replayed all of this. Oh no. This just goes to the room where they throw me up into the water. But I can see that room from here anyway. So let's go back into that room, check there's no cable. Can I get up there? Like where they go. How would I do that? Is that possible? No, didn't I try that? Like, I tried to get it so that they kind of threw me back over. There is a line there. Oh gosh. Is that a cable? How would I... There's also that, which is yellow looking, but then why would they hook up the other thing to the light? Is there even a light? I don't know actually. Maybe I just want them to throw me to that. Do I just grab that and climb up? Is that like a thing to grab onto? I was thinking it was a light, but it doesn't make sense as a light. It's not the same as these other lights. Okay, hold on. How would I do that then? They'd have to... Wait, I could do that easily, right? We just go back up. Bring them round, bring them through the elevator to the other side, and they throw me up, right? Yeah, that's the thing I haven't done, is I haven't brought them across to the side. Ah, clever. I always just took them down the elevator. Come on. Get up. Get up. Stop being silly. So only a couple of broken ankles. Is that a thing to grab onto? It sure is. Where's it go? To a yellow cable. Guess I can just drop down here. Oh, ha 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 ha! But it's on the ceiling. What? Wait, do I need them here as well? Okay, I think they're going to throw me at it. How do I do that? Okay, at least I found it. Holy crap. Oh, hello. So you need to be on top of the elevator when I go up, but I also need you to throw me up. Hold on. Okay, we can do the thing that I did by mistake at first. Wait, not that. That's too much of a mistake. Okay. Now they're going to be on top. Ooh. Now you three, hopefully you're strong enough to lift me up. Nice. Okay, that's really cool. You strong enough? Yay. That's a cool little puzzle. Damn, that was hard to find. I went past that, like, I even noticed the thing. I was like, oh, that looks like a yellow thing. I just didn't think any more about it. Wow. Okay, I'm done. The orb hunt is over, so what does that do? Secret ending, apparently? Whee! An ending that doesn't involve me turning into a horrific, fleshy blob? Okay, it looks brighter in here. Is that because the door's open? Sure is. Okay, what's in here? It'd be like annoying if it just like ended. Wait, do I have to grab something? Oh, I broke this one. The second light's still on. Is that the dark room? That was the... Yes. I better open that door. Better open that door. I hope I don't have to actually run back from there. Right? I can do it from here. Yeah, you can't run back. There's so many points of no return. Where is the door? Can you actually see the door? It's like here, isn't it? You can't see that at all. You cannot see that. That one I'm not a fan of. That could have been better. I don't see what the clue is there at all. Hello? Oh, it goes up. Why is that playing music? What? Is there some combination? I don't want to accidentally guess. Is it a combination? So that is another Tetris shape, which is similar to the thing. Do I have to go back? What is going on? Where was it? Here. There's not some kind of music puzzle, is there, where I have to like remember some tones from somewhere else? there is that Tetris shape on there. I can't see the rest of the text. I think it's text or something. There are 2, 12 and 2, 11 and 12 are numbered. Like I can barely see that as well. So if I'm intended to read that, why would 2, 11 and 12 be numbered? So I can do that again. Curiously. It doesn't light up the thing. Okay. Is there something to notice at 11 and 12, which would have been so the last one was this one, so it's 13. So this one and that one. What is going on? What am I doing? Or can I just do something here that I just haven't figured out? Whoop. What a weird thing. Okay. And do that again. Is there any clue in here at all? Doesn't look like it. I feel like I'll accidentally get the combination if I just randomly hit the keys a lot. Is it a combination? Seems like it. And the fact that they make a different note suggests it's some kind of... suggests it's some kind of audio puzzle. There was that bit where they saw the radio. Where on earth was that radio? Is that relevant? Maybe I should go to 12 and 13? Gosh, this bit of the game is confusing. It's not also, like, most of the orbs were pretty obvious. Some of them were kind of tricky to find. Like, I feel like the communication about where they would be could have been a bit nicer. But then I guess I forgot a lot of it as well, which didn't help. Where were 12? So it was not that one, the one before that one. So it was here. It has to be from this save. It was like to the right. Where have I seen anything that looks like a combination? Like maybe next to this. Okay, let's find out. Wait, maybe the radio was here actually. Was the radio here? Was it? Because I remember there's like, this is like a lift. It's like an elevator that lifts up. What do I do here? Oh yeah, I need to go and get this thing. Those ones are, those three are numbered for a reason. There's got to be a reason to come back to this. Don't know what it is, but I'll find out. Holy crap, that went flying. I think more than previous times. Okay. Just go up in front of you. Let's not get hit by it. Up you go. Cool. It's interesting because, like, obviously the door is sliding closed as it lands on it, so that would shift it, like, along the Z plane. I can breathe at this point, right? Yeah, I can breathe. But I'm presuming the game doesn't actually doesn't run those physics. Like, the box probably lands in the same place every time. Otherwise, it would, like, possibly go off my plane and I wouldn't be able to grab it. Okay, let's take you over here. I think the radio was here, so maybe it's the radio just, like, plays a tune. You have to repeat that tune. Surprised there's an audio puzzle in this. In a basically physics puzzle game. They're also a bit like limiting to people who have difficulty hearing. Or have difficulty with like understanding notes. I don't think I actually need to do that, do I? Just climb on. Oh no, I do, because it doesn't go up by itself, it comes down by itself. I remembered something about it being automatic. Okay, definitely. Okay. Lots of repeating notes. Oh, high again. Middle. 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 Low. 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 Is it repeating now? Middle. High. High, high. Middle? Yeah, I think it's low. Oh, middle. Yeah, then low. Yeah, okay, it's repeating. Okay, that might be it. But then it also pointed me to the next one. Should I go and see the next one just in case I'm missing something? Which one? Wait, no, that was 12. What about 11? Which one's 11? This one. Was there another radio here? This is a sneaky route down. Like, there was one time when I was running through and, like, just jumping a lot and didn't even notice that there was a hole there. You can sort of just run past it. I don't hear any radio. Maybe we just go back with that? Okay. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to assume there's something else about 11 that we have to do. Yeah. Is it here? No? No, it was there. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. So, what's what? That's the first thing. Okay, low, medium, high. No, high, medium. Yeah, okay. High, medium, low. It's not quite as high as it was on the radio. Okay, so wait, that's low, right? No, hold on. Medium, medium, low, 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 medium, high, 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 medium, medium, low, high, medium, 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 low, low, low. I'm pretty sure I'm repeating now. Medium, high, 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 medium, medium, low, low, low. Yeah, it's not working at all. Okay, back to 11. I must be missing something. What am I missing? Ow. I mean, there's a hum in the background, but that can't be it. It's just one continuous hum. Okay. Let's see what the relevance of this one is. Oh, that was close. I hear a rat. It's like an engine there. It's not a radio. I don't see anything. Do I go back to the radio and check that I got it right? Was I mixing up my notes? What's going on? Back to the radio. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, let's go do this again. I must have messed something up. Must have misheard a note or something. I also wrote them across different lines in my notebook, and that kind of makes it confusing about which note is like high or low. So maybe I'm misinterpreting my notes a bit. Oh yeah, let's get it. Oh. There we go. Must have misheard. I can at least now, okay, now that I know which direction's which, I can write it out. So, up was low, wasn't it? It's easier to, yeah, it's easy for me to write it out in pitch and then transpose it into the up, right, left, I think. Let me write down what I think I had before. Oh no, I can compare it afterwards. Okay. Up we go. Again. Wait. Okay, let's get ready. I'm going to write it all in one line. That's a low, right? Low, low, low. Medium, I think? Yeah, high. 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 Was that low? I think it is. Medium, high. Medium? Medium. Medium. Low. Low. Low, medium. Yeah, high. Okay, I'm at the repeating point. What did I get wrong last time? Oh, yeah, I mixed up a bunch of mediums and lows in the middle. There's two mediums that I wrote as lows and two lows that I wrote as mediums and one medium that I wrote as a low. Whoops. Okay, let's go back. I should probably write it out. Let me do that now. Which one's which? Low is up, medium's right, left. So it's up, right, left, left. Up, right, left. Right. Okay, please let this work. Is it here somewhere? Where is it? I think it was there. Here? Wait. Here. There we go. Oh, I'm standing on it. Classic. Okay. So, what I'm doing is up, 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 right, left, 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 up, up, right, left, right, right, right. Oh, yeah. What's in there? Is it the photographer? Hello? Is this going to be the secret ending? It's in the second chapter. Not the second chapter, but right near the start. Okay, this is pretty narrow. Do we basically run the entire length of the game? Oh. Hello? This is fun. It's recontextualizing earlier things. What's going on here? Oh, there's somebody in a helmet? Maybe? Or there's something in a helmet. Is this going to shut that down? I'm going to pull this out. Yes. I think I'm done. Didn't really shut it down though. What? Do I have to put it more? Oh, yes. I see. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. What? What? I'm going back. What? That's not an ending. I don't understand. Was there supposed to be some... Was it supposed to mean something to me? Let's do that again. Oh, I can't. Wait, what? Back to this thing? Do I have to re-destroy this? Or what? Or maybe there's something different here now that I've done that. Maybe that was just changing something? But it gave me it reset the game. Maybe it does something like gives you a new game plus or something. Like, what would the difference be? Also, all the lights are off. Oh no, the game's literally reset. What? Okay, now I can't, like, get back into that door. Is there a difference? I seem to be the same. What's the difference? What happened? I am confused. This all seems to be the same. was definitely more cautious last time. Am I supposed to know what's going on? I don't get it. I've just reset everything. Why was that good? This has the similar to the Tokitori problem, where it's like some of the 100% is quite fun, but then it's just like all very obscure. Like, okay, what's like? Oh shit! Yeah, everything is totally reset. I can't do them all again. Okay, hold on. I'm looking stuff up. Inside secret ending, or do I search for orbs? Maybe I search for orbs. Okay. I mean, it literally just says that happens, it goes dark. Why? Why? Secret ending? Was that me completely shutting everything down without going inside? Inside. Inside contains a peculiar secret ending, according to IGN. Oh, apparently that's not... So the orb where I found the radio, that's not the only place where there's a radio, I think. Apparently at the 5th orb? In the alley? Interesting. Here are some theories. Where are the theories? Let's see the theories. Oh, wait. Wait, what? There are no theories here. What are you on about? Oh, okay. Next, ending theories. Okay. I don't like reading other people's theories. Except the commenters. If you have theories, please leave them. Okay, it seems like that is the entire ending. Okay, whatever. I'll accept that. Yeah. I feel like the 100% of those orbs did not live up to expectation. But that's okay. The rest of the game is really good. I appreciate that it's a narrative game that doesn't let the narrative get... Like, it's not really narrative. It's like setting. It's like thematic, and the setting does not exactly plot. There's not really much plot to it. It's just like there's stuff going on. It's a world that you explore and you see what's going on. And I find that tends to be done quite well in games because you're like you're going at your own pace and doing things. Plots tend to feel a bit weird often and require characters are hard to write. Whereas there's no need for characters in this, really. There's I guess there's just generic people and generic blob people and so on. Instead, it just gets to focus on like the theme and the feeling and the like atmosphere and all that stuff, which is cool. Why is somebody taking photos? Why? There was an orb in there. Oh, why can't I see that again without doing everything? Unless it adds a load point to the end or something. Does it? Does it? Nope. That blob. Yeah, it's a really cool game. Some of the puzzles were pretty interesting as well, actually. Like, I'm never a huge fan of physics-based puzzles because, like, they're all they're often relatively arbitrary. It's like, oh, you have to realize that you can pull this thing and it does this weird thing. But then, they didn't do that too much, and the puzzles that came after that usually were like variations on that previous puzzle. Oh, there's stuff growing out of the ground there. Yeah, I didn't add a save point. That's sad. Okay. That's just ruined the whole thing for me. Not really. It was fun to find the orbs, generally, except when I was like completely stumped about where the last two would even be. Like, that could have been done nicer. Like, I liked it in Celeste, where it was more clear what the boundaries were between where the strawberries were in Celeste. Like, it had chapters, and you knew that you hadn't got the one at the end of that chapter, so you knew where it was easy to see them because you could. It's like rare that you wouldn't actually be able to see a strawberry. Sometimes they were hidden, but most of the time you could see them. Yeah, but like. Once I got to the orbs, like the ones that had puzzles in front of them were pretty good, especially that last one I did with the elevator. That was kind of nice. Like, it wasn't just a case of getting them to throw me up to that rope. I had to then get some of them on top of the elevator, and some of them not. It's funny that I'd already accidentally sort of done that, but I didn't. I just thought it was a mistake rather than what I had to do. Yeah, it was good. Very odd story, but I like it. Do I have any interpretation of what's going on? I mean, nothing other than like I was just reading some of those ones that were on IGN. It was like, this is a commentary on social media isolation and stuff like that. It's always something like that. I feel like that's sort of stretching it. That's almost like imposing too much stuff. I think they're going for a feeling of breaking into this huge facility that seems to be part of some kind of post-apocalyptic human experiment thing. They're just going for that, and it's like, it doesn't have to be a metaphor for something exactly, but like, I mean, the metaphor is the feeling. It's these people are being controlled by this. I don't know if they're a government, but whatever it is, some organization. Horrible things are being done to them, and it's about becoming one with them and breaking free. It's like you can take that theme and like apply lots of possible meanings to it, but that doesn't mean the meaning that you come to was like intended. I think they intend more for the theme to be there. At least that's what I understood. I don't know how much logic there is to the structure of things. Like, it feels like that it has been thought through. Well, I mean, no. There's plenty of places where it's like, well, why is that? Like, you know, the boxes that you pull the lever on the top and they fly up. Like, why were they in certain places? Like, I kind of understood the one that was in the forest because I think it was like spraying like pesticides or something on the crops, or I don't know. But then there were just some like randomly scattered around. There wasn't. It was clearly like the level design took precedence, which is good because it's a game. And I think some of the setting didn't quite work for the narrative. Also, what were they blowing up in this section? That was a really good section. I liked that a lot. Just the feeling of like there's a massive wave, like a massive sound wave pulsating through the air, and you've got to avoid it. That's really cool. What would they be blowing up? I think it's just like a general feeling of like, this world is messed up. That's all they're going for. This world is messed up, and at the center of it is these horrible experiments they're doing, and You need to break through free. Why is it called inside? Well, I guess because they were inside this whole facility. Inside. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a metaphorical interpretation or just a general feeling of the whole thing. Yeah, it was really cool. Really, really cool. I'm glad I played it. And it's definitely a step up from Limbo as well, in terms of just overall. Like the gameplay was similar, but the overall setting and ambience and all that stuff, that's way stronger. And all the animation was great, and the audio was really well done, especially when it would shift between really dampened audio to really loud audio. And yeah, and then there's this bit where they're watching me still. It's almost like they knew this was going to happen. They just watched me do the whole thing. And then the bit with that, it's like they were prepared for me to be rolling down that hill at the end. Let's do this little bit at the end again one more time. I just want to see what's going on. I guess we'll probably end it there. I spent a long time actually at the end looking for those orbs. Much longer than I was expecting. There goes my day. Where's my phone? There it is. I'm just checking my timer on my phone. Okay, smash this again. Sunlight's coming through. I mean, I feel like Inside it's called Inside because it's about getting these people outside, which we've done. It's weird that we're high up. Then we are on a hill with trees, just like that model. And then there's water. I want to keep going. I want there to be more. Maybe I wasn't shrinking. I might have just been sort of settling in a weird way. But that model also had a building out. It feels like there's more out there. Yeah, anyway. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. That was my jumping into the future jingle. It's a few days after I finished the game. And I've had plenty of time to think, look back at things, read various things, and have new interpretations of the what's going on. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting how much you can gain by going back and just looking at things in detail that you might have passed before, but you just didn't have enough context to understand. So there's quite a lot of depth to a lot of the scenes that are set up. Actually, so going back to immediately after I finished, so right after I finished, I went and rewatched the secret ending again, and then understood more about that, which was that the thing I hadn't noticed at that time was that when you pull the plug during the secret ending, the boy falls down to the floor. I think I was focusing too much on what's going on in the background to notice that. And so then the realization there is that the boy is being controlled by the helmet that you can see in the background, and you pulling the plug is stopping that helmet from controlling the boy. Just to point out quickly, I did call that pretty early on in the game. I think as soon as the mind control stuff started happening, I was quickly but what if I'm being mind controlled? It's a fairly obvious direction to go, I think. As soon as you have, I'm mind controlling these people and they're mind controlling these other people, you just think well, what happens if you go the other direction? What if I'm being mind controlled by somebody else? But so after I went back and looked at that, I understood that the boy was being mind controlled, and my theory at that point was that whoever's in that helmet must be the same person that set up that underground dark room. It's connected to the same thing. It's like a hidden little bunker. And at the time I was thinking, Is that like, does somebody run that underground bunker and want to like break into the facility, and so they're just using the boy? Like, they've set up this whole thing where they can control the boy and send him inside to go and break things out. I don't think that's my theory anymore, though, but based on other stuff that I've been thinking about. Where to begin, though? So there's some bits I don't understand still. But I guess I'll get to them at the end. So clearly this is some facility that's been set up to like kind of grow and test these drone human things. Possibly for like, this is a good place to go to now, which is that right at the beginning of the game, you're seeing all these drones being like they're queuing up and they're being tested, and like they're seeing if they'll jump at the right time, if they'll turn around at the right time. So at this point, they're testing if these drones are like following our command, and then we see them being shipped off in trains. And my interpretation at the beginning was that they were being shipped into the facility that I'm going into later on. I thought that was just like the stage, like to get from one place to another, they had to go on the trains. But now I'm thinking that actually maybe at that point they were being shipped elsewhere into the world, right? That was maybe the final stage of the drone's life cycle. Not the final stage, but within this facility. But maybe the drones we see later on in the game that are being like, they're in the water and they're being like hung upside down and maggots being attached to them, maybe that's the early stage, and that's when they're like trying to destroy their mind or whatever, or figure out some way of mind controlling these people. And the later stage is what we see at the beginning of the game, which is where they're being queued up to be shipped off elsewhere. And so the jumping and the turning around is the kind of the final stage of quality assurance. But then there's other questions around that. So when I went back and looked at those videos that I did at that point, I think I'd sort of realized this at the time, but I hadn't really thought about it much deeper, which is that like right at the beginning of the game, we're in the forest and there's those containers that now I understand are being connected to the trees. Like at the time, you can't really tell they're connected to the trees. Like the cables just go off the top of the screen. But later on, when you're in that artificial forest underground, you can see that the containers are connected directly to the trees, and there's like a box on the trees with lights on it. So something's going on there. So that's one big thing I don't quite understand. But in that forest at the beginning, we see the people seemingly being taken back out of the containers, because there's a bunch of containers that just have their lights off. They're empty, seemingly empty. And there's a bunch of people on the back of the lorry. And then later on, you see a similar looking lorry, potentially the same lorry, like just after the farm, right where the queue begins, right? It's almost like they just got back off the back of the lorry and joined that queue. So seemingly the bit where they're being connected to the trees is like potentially the last stage before the final testing. I kind of get the overall story they're going for. It's like we're building these drones that we can use as like slave labor effectively. But I don't get what the trees have to do with it. Like somehow the trees either take something from the people or do something to the people. And actually also interesting is at the beginning of the game, the people who are like tending to the containers, they're wearing masks, and so there's a very brief little bit of animation that I noticed, which is when this is going right back to the start. There's a bit where you jump down off a ledge, and there's two people standing next to a container, and a twig breaks, and they start to look around for you. You have to run away from them. As soon as they hear the twig break and they start looking around, one of them goes to the door and sort of like double checks that it's closed. He like puts his hand on it, make sure it's not open, which suggests to me well, first of all, they're worried about the things inside breaking out, but maybe they're extracting something from the tree and like spraying it onto the people somehow. Or maybe it's the other way. I don't know exactly. No, I think it must be that they're taking something from the tree and putting it into the people. And maybe they're wearing the mask to avoid that, if there's any leakage from the container, to avoid that affecting the people who are tending to the containers. That actually makes sense. Well, it doesn't really make sense. I don't understand what they would be taking from the tree. Maybe it's something that makes them more like tree-like. I don't know, more what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really know, but like placid or whatever. So yeah, it seems to me that what they do is they ship them out to the forest. They stick them in these containers next to these trees, like real trees, because that seems to be actually out on the surface. They spray them with something that they're extracting from the tree, and then they ship them back to the queue. They test them there. They ship them on the trains to the rest of the world to be used as slaves, possibly. So that's my interpretation of that section. So thinking more about this photographer in the dark room and everything. So yeah, I was reading a little bit, and I read a Reddit post that basically it wasn't one of the main. It wasn't like an actual thread on Reddit. It was like a comment on a thread, and a lot of the threads I don't really agree with. They're sort of trying to be too deep about the whole thing. Like it's meant to be like a representation of the human, it's like white blood cells and red, things. I don't know. It was meant to represent like a human's. I can't think of words anymore. What are the words I'm trying to think of? Yeah, whatever. It was trying to represent various aspects of human biology, like the immune system and things like that. Whatever. But I think they're just going a bit too like maybe there's a metaphor somewhere, but like I don't really like reading into that. I'd rather read into like the actual reality of the story. Anyway, but there's a reply to one of the threads, basically giving what I consider a more realistic interpretation of things. And one of the things they mentioned, which I'd completely forgotten about, is that the pigs had maggots on them as well. The pigs in the farm. So maybe the pigs were the first experiment. I don't know why they'd still be around, although a lot of the pigs were dead, although they would have rotted by now. I don't know. I don't quite get it, but maybe the pigs were an early experiment with the maggots, and they figured out the maggots could be used to mind control these pigs. But maybe the person who built the bunker was the person that discovered this. Maybe they were doing some weird experiments, and they first built the bunker in the farm, and they were taking photos of the things they were working on. And this is like maybe before the big facility even existed. I don't know. But then maybe because it succeeded, they were able to mind control people and then use those people to build the facility to therefore build more people and so on. It was this big cascading thing where they ended up ultimately building the blob of humans or whatever, or building this huge factory of drones that they could ship out. So maybe the bunker was the starting point. But another thing that was pointed out is that I didn't notice this even when I looked back at the secret ending. I didn't notice that the helmet at the end that's like seemingly controlling the boy, it doesn't have a person in it. It has cables going into it. It's really hard to see. If it has, so one thing that's I keep saying frequently that I'm not sure I agree with, maybe, is that the blob in the tank at the end was connected by these 4 cables going out, and maybe those cables link back to the helmet in the bunker, and so the blob is controlling the boy to come and free the blob. Potentially, but then I don't get quite why that would be set up in the bunker and like how it would have been connected to the blobs. Like how would that entire system have been set up? That doesn't quite make sense to me. I quite like the idea of it. Like the blob is like controlling the boy to free itself. That's pretty cool. But then there's another aspect to that, which is that clearly the ending is orchestrated in some way. Like they knew the blob was going to free itself, and maybe they didn't know the blob would free itself, but maybe they knew in general drones might try to escape. Oh, that might be it. Okay. So because like there's the model of the world, the model of the wall outside with the hill with the trees on it, and then the ocean, the beach, and clearly that's like constructed outside. It's not actually. We haven't actually escaped at the end of the game. We've broken out of what they knew we'd break out of, and it's interesting. Like there's also the question of why do we sort of become still at that point? Maybe it's because of the lights. Well, that doesn't really make sense. I don't know. Maybe that does make sense, because there's the whole thing about the underwater beings being scared of light, and the blob itself was underwater, so maybe it's made up of like drones that have been like I'm pretty sure I'm assuming that all of the drones have become waterified, like they can breathe underwater. Maybe it's not clear, but the drones that are formed into the blob, they presumably would have been, because the blob is underwater as well. Like I'm imagining that the waterification of the drones is sort of just part of the process of producing them. I don't quite get why some of the drones that were underwater were like seemingly trying to make me into a drone. Oh gosh, okay. What if that's it? Oh, okay. So going with the idea that like this farm person discovered these maggots and started building this thing, and it kind of gradually built up and built up, because it's like a self-propagating thing. Like if you can start making automated drones, those automated drones can start building your facility, and then in that facility you can start building more drones, and you can start, it goes further and further and further, it's bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe it got to the point where they built the blob to control people outside the facility, to bring them back into the facility, to then use them as drones. Like maybe that became their way of bringing people from the outside in. Like instead of having to, maybe like, it's unclear whether they're growing them in the facility or whether they're like bringing people in to use them. But presumably they'd be trying to grow them. Maybe the blob is just an attempt to grow a drone, and it's like almost a bit of a tumor. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I still don't get how that would connect back up to the bunker. Like, why would the helmet be there? I don't know. But yeah, okay. So the ending is like artificial, and so that's another bit I don't understand, which is why would they? Like I break free, and they're all sort of like chasing me and sort of helping me, and then there's the big audience watching me try and grab the box. Like, what's all that about? What's all that about? It's almost like they knew this would happen, which would line up with the whole would maybe line up with the whole blob is controlling the helmet at the start. I don't know. Yeah, is this as far as my interpretations go? Maybe. What else happened during the game? I mean, so if this facility is just a place where they somehow obtain drones, either by bringing them into the facility or growing them, then they kind of, there's a process of dronification. except it's probably quite a complicated process. You've got to try and make them, like, probably if you grow a drone, it probably doesn't behave very human-like, so there's probably a process of training them into doing tasks, and that would explain why a lot of the facilities like a series of tests. It's not just for the game like mechanics sake. It might also be because they have to train these drones to do things that are fairly human-like work. And so a lot of the tests and like the pressure plate with the numbers, like that could all be to do with that. And so that maybe part of it is like getting them to work together as a team. And so most of the facility seems to be about training them up. But then maybe the tree part is about making them no longer like, it's about doing something to them, so they become like, so they just become like, they just stop following, they just start walking in a, like, that's the thing, right? It's actually later in the game, but what I'm thinking of is the earlier drones, they seem to have more awareness to them. They'll like follow me around, like whatever I'm doing, and they'll like pick me up and throw me. They're not just being directly controlled. Then later in the process of creating the drones, after they've been sprayed with tree or whatever's going on, they seem to have become, they just follow. They just follow commands. So that's my interpretation of the tree thing. The one other big thing that I don't quite get is the explosion area with the shockwaves. Like, it might just be an extra, like, that comes immediately after doing the training with the numbers and working together. So maybe the point of that is just extra training. Maybe it's about timing and like making sure the drones can get through. And if they can't get through, then they're not valid drones and they don't get shipped out. Possibly. But okay, so going back to the whole like, was the ending set up to happen? Clearly not, right? Because I end up destroying so much. I end up killing like somebody who looks quite important. So they clearly don't expect me to escape. But then why are they all spectating me? That's the weird part there. That seems weirdly conflicting. I don't get that. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all my thoughts on this story. That's a pretty cool story when you start digging into it. And none of it's like obvious from just playing. You sort of have to go back and think about things. That's nice. I like it. If there are any other thoughts, let me know. I wonder if people agree with my interpretation, or if my interpretation has affected anybody else's interpretation. Or if you think I'm completely wrong about it. Anyway, let's go back to, I don't know how I'm editing this into the video, but I'm gonna presume I'm gonna jump back to something at some point during the video. So let's go back in time. What did I do to come? I did the weird jingle. Hold on. Okay, so back in time jingle would be like, Any other thoughts? I don't know if there's any other thoughts. It's just very well made, super well polished. Animation, audio, graphics, the setting and the kind of feeling of the whole thing, really good. That's pretty much it, I think. And once again, I don't know what I'm playing next, so find out when I do, I guess.